London Tottenham fans, if ENIC are really serious about making sure that Spurs start succeeding with sporting success on the pitch, then they need to put their money where their mouth is. And they need to show us in January that they really mean business. If ENIC really want to, they could purchase a couple of top quality signing players and they could really push us on to really try and challenge for that top four. And it's not unimaginable that that could actually happen. Spurs have got a half-decent squad, and with a sprinkle of more quality, especially in attacking areas, Spurs could really be a force in this Premier League. But are ENIC going to stick to their word? And what does actually backing them mean in their eyes? What does it mean to them? If they're saying we're going to chuck in 100 million, what does that mean? Does that mean 20 million a year for a £100 million player? And that's times 5, because that is a massive, huge backing then. Or they're just going to spend 100 million on a couple of players and be done with it. I'm not sure what they mean by backing yet, and the only way we're going to know is when we see it in January. But I think the next 2 transfer windows are going to be extremely important for Spurs. Not only do they need backing, they need backing with the right calibre of players. They also, like I said in my last video, need to mix it with the youngsters coming through as well. You need to have that in mind, that these younger players that need to be nurtured and developed and have space for them to come into the squad and be able to play in the team. So, but we do need these quality players to come in. And I have 3 today that I think would absolutely transform Tottenham, transform their attack, make us look like a serious club. There'll be statement signings, and the rest of the Premier League will stand up and take notice if we sign these 3 players. It's very highly unlikely that we even signed one of these players because they are so good. But none of them are impossible if ENIC was serious about putting the money up. The first one I speak about a lot, and it's on the left-hand side, and that is Semenyo. Semenyo, for me, is attainable. We could get him. If we put up the money to Bournemouth, we could sign him. And the money Bournemouth are looking for is below what I would pay for him. So Bournemouth are looking for 60, 70 million for Semenyo. And if I was Bournemouth, I'd be trying to sell him for 100 because I think people would pay 100 million for Semenyo. But if you could get a Semenyo for 60 or 70 million, and that's what they're saying they want, then there's no reason Spurs can't afford that. There's no reason why Spurs can't afford his wages. He's a proven player. He's proved year on, year out that he is a top quality left winger. His work rate off the ball is absolutely insane. I watched him live as well. He absolutely dominated us at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. He was not only winning all the balls back, but he was really dangerous going forward too. He can shoot with both feet. He can cut inside. He can go on the outside. He's very hard to predict, and he would be that next level player that we need to replace Sonny. He would be the only player in my eyes that you'd think would be dangerous enough to replace Sonny. He's such a good player, and if Spurs really had ambition and Spurs really wanted him, they could sign him in January. And I think January is the only time I think we've got a chance of signing him, because Liverpool have already spent 400 million in the summer. Arsenal spent 300 odd million on there, and a lot of it was on their attacking players as well, like Eze and Gyökeres. Chelsea have got shed loads of forward players and wingers. They've got about 6 or 7 wingers on their books at the moment. Manchester City have got Doku and just signed a new contract, Savinho. So I can't see any of those teams, even though they like Semenyo and they do like him, like they would probably wait till the summer to sign him. But if Spurs got in quick in January, I think they've got a lot more of a chance of signing him. But are ENIC actually going to show enough ambition to do this? That's what time will tell. A second player, I think, if we signed him, would absolutely transform our attack. But there's a lot of issues why we probably won't. And that's Igor Thiago from Brentford. I know he's only just coming through at Brentford. I think he was injured last season, but he's really come on leaps and bounds this year. I think he scored 8 goals in 11 games already this season. He's a strong, muscular number 9. He's only 24 years old. He always getting in the right areas, bullies defenders. He's a powerful, fast striker. As a very good finisher, and he's attainable too. We could sign him if we wanted to sign him. He would be around the same price range as Semenyo. In my opinion, he would be around 60 or 70 million. But at a young age, he's still not even in his prime yet, and he looks like a top quality player. I think he plays for Senegal as well, which means Papa Sarr could put a word in his ear and say, come and join Spurs. You never know. And honestly, if we sign them 2 guys in our forward area, can you imagine Kudus, Semenyo and Thiago up front? The pace and power and strength we would have up front. We could bully any defence with them 3 going forward, with a Xavi just behind them playing the balls through. Now, the third guy might be controversial to some Spurs fans, but for me, I still rate him very, very highly, and I think he can play in our number 8 role. And that is Morgan Gibbs-White. I honestly believe, I know where we had all that kerfuffle last season with him going to join us, but then he didn't end up joining us. I remember he phoned Thomas Frank and apologised to Frank for how it all went. I still believe that he wants to come to Spurs. I still believe he will at some point if we need him, but I do think we need him. I think he will be the guy that links the number 8 to the 10, for the 10 to be able to get the ball more. I think he's a workhorse. He's he's got, his athleticism is absolutely incredible. He scores goals from the 8 role too. Like I said, he can link up in the midfield as well. And he would just, I think he would re-energise our midfield again. I think it'd be a really good option for us in midfield if we had a Paulinho, Morgan Gibbs-White and a Xavi in midfield, and then had them 3 that I mentioned up front. We would have an absolutely outstanding attack going forwards, with that solidity at the back with Romero, Van de Ven, Udogie, Porro, and Paulinho. We're solid at the back too. These signings, if they don't get them all done in January and we end up getting these 3 by the end of the summer next year, I'd still be very, very happy. Them 3 signings were absolutely incredible signings for us. They're all Prem proven as well, which would be so important for Spurs. They don't have to bed in. They don't have to change climate from a different country. They would just bed in. They would fit in really well. And I just think that Spurs would be on an absolute another level if they could get those 3 signings over the line. Now, in my last video, I was talking about trying to get the youngsters more chance, more time. We need to stop writing players off straight away. And Troy Parrott just recently has been in the news quite a lot because he obviously used to be in the Spurs Academy. He's just gone on to score 5 goals just in this international break. He scored a hat-trick to get Ireland into the playoff areas. He's absolutely on fire at the moment. He scored 6 goals in 7 games in his league format as well. So he's doing really well there. He's coming on leaps and bounds. He's doing really, really well now. He's getting highly rated by other clubs around Europe now, which is really good to see. He's really come on, and I'm really, really happy for him. Now, the question about that was, did Spurs make a mistake in letting him go? Now, my opinion is no, because at the time when we did let him go, and I think it was when Ange first came in, when we first let him go, he wasn't at the Premier League level standard. He wasn't. He's a completely different player now than he was then. But like I said, if we gave him time and we nurtured him and we didn't sign players like Richarlison or Solanke and said, no, Troy, we're going to believe in you and you're going to be the man, then, we could have been reaping the benefits right now. And we wouldn't have wasted that 60 million on Richarlison, which was a waste of money in my opinion. Yes, Jake, I've dissed him again. But yeah, in my opinion, Troy Parrott has done really well because he left. I think because we let him go to a team, he's getting game time, he was getting trusted, he's playing week in, week out, he's playing for his international team Ireland now, and he's getting game time all the time. If he stayed at Spurs and we wouldn't have gave him the game time. He wouldn't have developed into the really strong player that he is now. I think we haven't made a mistake for him. I think we did the right thing for him. And I think when we do let players go, we have to put that into context as well. We do care about the players. So we're not just going to discard them and say, no, we're selling you, see you later. It was more of, he wanted game time, was like, right, you're not going to get game time here. We don't feel you're at the required level just yet. And we can't keep putting you out on loan. So we'll sell you to this team and then see what happens. And then, yeah, he's gone on leaps and bounds. He's done really, really well. We didn't make a mistake at the time, but I do believe this is why we shouldn't write off our youngsters too early. We should not. We do it with Tell. We've done it with Odeberg. We've done it with Grade or Bergvall. If they don't score hat-tricks every week, all of a sudden they're not good enough to be in the Tottenham Hotspur side. So we need to learn from letting Troy Parrott go. People are saying we should sign him back. I don't believe we should sign him back. I do believe that we should learn from this mistake-ish sort of thing. Not a mistake, but we should learn from this situation and say, right, are we going to give our youngsters more of a chance or more of a go and try and develop them into that sort of player while he's still at our club? I know we've been concentrating on the youth players a lot more lately, which is really good. The last 2 or 3 years, we've been bringing in some really top quality players. Mason Melia is an Irish international as well, and he's the next one to be watching out for, 100%. But this time, let's see if we can get him into our squad, get him into our first team, and get him scoring goals for us. I think he's going to come in January, and he's going to go out on loan to League One or League Two, or maybe even a Championship side. Lots of people are interested in getting him. Let's see if we can nurture him, and maybe he can turn into a superstar for us, rather than letting him go and then seeing them develop in other countries, like Troy Parrott has done. Let me know in the comments what you think of this video. Are these the 3 key players that you would sign to get Spurs onto that another level? And do you think selling Troy Parrott was a mistake, or do you think that we should just learn from that situation? Thank you for watching, and come on you Spurs.